On a sunny morning along a quiet cliffside road in Australia, newlyweds Rob and Pia set out for a peaceful fishing trip by a remote lake. Rob is a lawyer and Pia a sculptor. Only a month into their marriage, this getaway is a chance to escape city stress and reconnect. At the dock, Rob rents a small fishing boat while Pia changes into her swimsuit. Her mood shifts when she notices two older men staring at her, making her uncomfortable. She zips up quickly, uneasy, but says nothing to Rob when he returns. The boat looks rough, but Pia doesn't complain. They push off into the lake, surrounded by clear water and distant mountains. They laugh, talk, and cast lines. Though new to fishing, Pia catches the first fish, and Rob helps her reel it in, proud and smiling. But soon, the sky shifts. The sun fades behind heavy clouds. Pia grows nervous and urges Rob to head back. He insists on checking out a mangrove-covered island in the distance before they return, unaware they've just passed the point of no return. As they approach the island, the boat's engine begins to sputter. Rob gets it running again, but by now, they've drifted far from the dock. The wind picks up, waves grow stronger, the light disappears, and night falls quickly. They try to find their way back, but remain lost in unfamiliar waters. Their phone has no service, cutting them off completely. Panic builds. Pia blames Rob for dragging them so far into the unknown, but he stays focused, hoping to find help. Then, from a distance, they spot headlights parked on a dirt road. At first, it seems like hope, but as they watch closely, their blood runs cold. Two men are torturing someone. Horrified, Rob and Pia turn the boat away without making a sound. Soon, heavy rain begins pouring down. Lost, drenched, and scared, they spot a faint glow from a small house hidden deep in the trees. With no other choice, they approach the shore. Rob ties the boat, and they head toward the house. He knocks on the door, but no one answers. He checks the back. It's unlocked. Inside, the place is a mess. Strange objects lie scattered, and the air reeks of decay. Pia hesitates, but Rob opens the front door to let her in. They search for a phone, desperate for help. Out back, Rob finds a shed filled with marijuana plants. Now it's clear they've stumbled into a criminal operation. Just then, Pia sees headlights outside and screams for Rob. The owners are back. Panic hits. They hear a car door slam shut. It's too late. The home belongs to the Wagner family, Poppy, the father, and his sons, Jimmy and Brad. They're marijuana farmers living off the grid. When the brothers realize strangers have entered their home, they explode with rage. They storm in, guns raised. Rob pleads with them, saying they're lost and meant no harm, promising they'll leave immediately. But Jimmy isn't interested in explanation. He says no phones, no hotels, no help, and forces them inside at gunpoint. The house is sweltering, filthy, and dangerous. Jimmy acts creepily toward Pia and tries to intimidate her by pointing out a dead kangaroo hanging from the ceiling. Brad drags in their drunken father, who can barely stand. Jimmy hides Rob and Pia, fearing Poppy will snap if he sees them. He then forces them into the foul bathroom to wash up. While inside, Rob whispers to Pia that they must escape. He tells her about the marijuana grow-op. If they report it, the family could be arrested. Pia agrees. They have to run tonight, but Jimmy, eavesdropping, hears everything. Quietly, he takes their clothes and replaces them with ragged rags to prevent escape. Rob comes out furious, demanding their clothes back. Jimmy snaps. Now he says they must follow all his rules. To start, Pia must cook dinner. She tries, but Jimmy and Brad mock her constantly. Shaking, she burns the food. Enraged, Jimmy demands she butcher the kangaroo, saying they've got nothing else to eat. Pia refuses, horrified. But when he threatens Rob, she gives in, sobbing as she cuts up the carcass. Jimmy and Brad laugh cruelly, while Poppy stays passed out upstairs, unaware of the horror unfolding. After finishing the miserable dinner, Pia, shaken and exhausted, begs for a place to rest. Jimmy and Brad agree to let them sleep in the farm's old shed, but it's guarded by their vicious dog. Inside the cramped, filthy space, Rob quietly starts planning their escape. He watches for any gaps in the dog's patrol, knowing they don't have much time before things get worse. Eventually, under the cover of darkness, they sneak out and follow a narrow, forested path, hoping it leads to the main road, but they don't get far. Suddenly, they stumble upon the mutilated body of the same man they saw being tortured earlier. The brutal sight freezes them in horror. Before they can react, Jimmy and Brad catch up and drag them back violently to the shed. Back in captivity, Rob makes a desperate offer, a $200,000 ransom for their freedom. But Jimmy just laughs. "You expletive lawyer," he mocks, saying he's not interested in money, he wants entertainment. To humiliate Rob, Jimmy forces him to drink strong alcohol. The threat level rises when Jimmy starts making advances toward Pia. Before things escalate, the noise wakes up Poppy. Furious, he storms into the shed and viciously beats Jimmy and Brad for letting outsiders in. He's terrified that their marijuana operation will be exposed. He orders them to lock the couple up tight. During the chaos, Rob suffers a broken leg, leaving him in pain. Inside the shed, Pia does everything she can to help Rob. She uses a wooden block to support his leg and calm his pain. Even in these awful conditions, she stays focused. She fashions a weapon from a jagged can lid, hammering nails into it. Then, she notices an old fishing rod on the wall. With the hook and some rope, she rigs up a smart trap and places it where someone might walk in. Later, the dog starts barking. Poppy orders Brad to kill Rob, telling him Pia must be kept alive for darker purposes. Brad enters the shed with a rifle, waking Pia. Thinking fast, she distracts him with words. She flatters him, saying he's kinder than Jimmy. Her goal is to create doubt, using the tension between the brothers. Brad relaxes slightly. Then she strikes. Pia triggers the trap. The sharp hook rips into Brad's face, making him scream in agony. Without hesitation, she grabs a heavy tool and beats him to death. She hides the body in a storage cabinet, hoping it buys time. Meanwhile, Poppy, growing impatient, tells Jimmy to bring Pia to his room. Jimmy heads to the shed, calling for Brad. Pia plays dumb, pretending not to know where he is. When Jimmy sees blood on the floor, Pia bolts, but he grabs her and drags her toward Poppy's room. Poppy, weakened but still dangerous, attempts to assault Pia, but she pulls out the jagged can lid and slashes his groin. He collapses, screaming. Jimmy kicks down the door just in time to see Pia leap from the window and tumble to the ground. He fires his gun, but she escapes. She rushes back to the shed and reunites with Rob, still injured. They hide behind a stack of tools. Jimmy storms in, hears movement, and starts shooting blindly. In doing so, he accidentally knocks over the cabinet. Brad's corpse falls out right on top of him. Realizing his brother is dead, Jimmy goes into a violent rage, but Pia and Rob act quickly. They slip out, slam the shed door, and lock him inside. Then they limp toward Poppy's car parked outside, desperate to escape, but the key is missing. Pia runs back into the house to find it, while Rob keeps watch. After checking several rooms, she finally locates the key and runs back. But just before she reaches the car, Poppy, somehow still alive, appears and grabs her. Covered in blood, he tries to pull her back. Then the guard dog catches the scent of Poppy's wounds. It snaps and turns on its master. The dog attacks savagely, tearing into him until Poppy dies. At the same time, Jimmy breaks free from the shed. He jumps into a farming vehicle and charges toward them in a rage. But Brad's dead body, still stuck on the front, slows him down. Pia, done running, slams the car into his vehicle. Jimmy is thrown forward and caught in the spinning blade of the machine. His brutal death ends his rampage for good. Finally, with all threats gone, Pia and Rob drive away, exhausted but alive. As they disappear into the night, the nightmare is behind them. And maybe next time, they'll skip the lake and just watch a movie instead.
End the movie? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other recaps and subscribe for more content. And leave comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.